And then I just started making beats at like 18 or 17. Yeah, 17.
Yeah.
And then like the night I started making beats, like once I got FL Studio, I was like, this shit gonna work. That same night, the first night I got it, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do for a living. He's like, how you gonna know you gonna make beats for a living? Like, he's like, what you gonna do? Why you drop out of school? I'm like, bro, I just know. You just don't know. That's why it's not work for you. I know. If you could feel that shit when something gonna happen or not.
What type of beats were you making when you first started?
Trash ones.
Did you watch a lot of tutorials and shit like coming up?
Hell yeah. I did everything. I had no one to show me how to do it, so I just got tutorials every day.
You still watch them now?
Hell yeah. Like lately, I just been sitting there making a melody and trying to make a melody for like an hour straight. And then I'm like, oh, this sucks. And then I end up making a beat. My process is pretty much just telling myself I suck. And then sometimes I'll stop and be like, let me go listen to some music so I can like, because I don't know, I don't sound right. But I'll be like, wait, I think I'm good maybe. I go back from that. I don't know. My process is like kind of like everyone else's, but I have to have a full outfit on. To this day, I just want to get back up and make beats like constantly. That's all I do.
Has it always been like that?
Yeah. I don't ever want to leave the house. Like ever since I started, I ain't never left the house.
Your manager said that you're about to like start your own little beat selling platform or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm gonna start like a whole like beat selling website, but I'm not gonna make it where like anyone could sign up, low key. I'm gonna make it where I kind of have to like listen to it and be like, oh yeah, they're tight. Yeah, that shit's hella funny.
So we seen in the No Jumper interview, you said making dope beats is cool, but your image and personality are very important. Talk to us about that.
So I think nowadays, since it's hella people making beats now, and everybody's good. Like it's people better. Like, it's hella people better than me. But I think when you're in the studio with the rapper and you have your image, I feel like they gonna like you have like, oh, he's okay. So like Solid with like Hood Rich Pablo and all them, and he's always like, damn, this guy hella cool. And then he always like other people tell me like, yeah, Hood Rich Pablo, and they always talk about my image, like he's cool, he ain't like normal producers and all that. And I just like, I think they just treat you a little different. They want to choose your beat. Your beat could be weaker than the guy next to you, like your homeboy, and then or someone, so you're one of your homeboys, and then like they're like, I want that beat because he's that guy.
Cigarette time, man. This shit kind of easy.
Come on, Sarah. All my bitches back. Yeah. And I think I'm rock black. No stress, just straight flex. No stress, just straight flex. Come on, Sarah. All my bitches back. Yeah. And I think I'm rock black. No stress, just straight flex.
I've been up for like 300 days. Non-stop. I don't even know who I am. This is my left hand.
People been fucking posting all these clips of lives that are like mad old. You always can, bro. There's always a way to make this shit happen. It's just about fucking pushing yourself harder than you think you can. I really never thought, like, bro, I remember being in school and being like, I'm not gonna be one of these kids who studies like that. Like, I'm just not, I can't be taking these tests and getting A+ on them and sitting there and fucking writing papers for 3 weeks before the shit is due. Like, I remember being in school and just being like, nah, like, this shit is not me, bruh. And then I remember seeing my friends get normal jobs and seeing my friends, like, work in, like, finance and do shit like that. And I was just like, no. Like, if I gotta run numbers to get money, or I gotta go work at a fucking corny ass office with corny ass people, that's the only way I can get money. I was like, nah, it's just not happening. I just can't do that shit. I graduated because my mom, the only thing I ever really promised my mom is that I would fucking finish school. So I did that. But like, I just knew for me, my path was not going to be normal. And when your path isn't normal, there's not as many people who are going to say, oh, do this. And then after college, you go to this and then get a job here. And then you fucking, when you get a job there, you get a promotion and you work. This shit don't work like that. When you want to do when you tell your mom, I want to produce for rappers, like, okay, buddy, good luck. Like, let me know when you're going to come back and take this real estate job, because that shit's not going to work out for you. You're a white kid from Connecticut. I don't think producing for rappers is probably the most logical thing for you to go do. It's going to feel like that. There's going to be people who just like they don't see it for you, and they're not there to help you. So who's there to help you? I grew up in a town where like no one made music. None of my friends made music. None of my friends thought that shit was cool. I'll talk about any kind of music. Like, my friends didn't make beats. My friends didn't play guitars or drums or instruments. Like, my friends played sports. My friends played sports, and their dads fucking crunched numbers and made money. And, like, that's where I came from. If you feel a lot of nerves about your music and you feel like you don't like playing it for people or this and that, maybe it's because you're not confident in your product enough. And trust me, if you go dip off for a couple months and stop partying and stop worrying about fucking girls or meeting dudes or whatever it is that you do, like, if you take a couple months off and do nothing but work on your craft and YouTube the fuck out of shit and study as much as you can on your music and then play your music again for people after those couple months, I guarantee you're going to feel more confident about it. Any tips on staying motivated? You could be broke. You could have some health shit going on. You could have some family shit going on. You could live in the middle of fucking nowhere where nobody does this shit and nobody does music and it feels like you got no resources. There's a lot of things, depression, anger, there's a lot of shit that could deter you or that make it hard to fucking feel creative. But for me, like, the one motivating factor is that I'm still in my fucking 20s. I have friends, I have family, my rent is paid right now off music. This is all I want to do. I don't want to do shit else. I don't want to work a normal job. I don't want to fucking run a business per se. I don't want to fucking crunch numbers. I don't want to spend my time doing anything but music. So all I'm going to do is work harder at music than anybody else I know works at anything else. Think of it that way. What are you spending your time on? Say you have a normal job to pay rent or to pay your bills and you want to do music on the side and you're trying to figure out how to make it so you can make all your money doing music. Let's just say that's your case. Or let's say you're fortunate enough to where you can make music for a living, but you can't stay motivated. For either person, think of it this way. What do you have to do besides your normal job? Eat, maybe get exercise. Like, you don't need to go out and party. You don't need to fucking worry about chasing down people to fuck. You don't need to spend your time watching Netflix and spend your time, like, even doing anything but your passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in school, but when you get out of school, if you're fortunate enough to not have to work a job and go to school, all you should be doing is music all the time. Like, if you spend your teens, if you're lucky enough to be in your teens or your early 20s or your late 20s or whatever, working 6, 7, 8, 10 hours a day on music, you're gonna get better every day, every single day. If you spend time on fucking YouTube looking shit up, if you spend time researching your favorite music and how it gets made and blah blah blah, you're gonna learn so fucking much every single day you spend doing it. Every day you sit there pissed off because you're not going anywhere or trying to figure out where the creative spark is or trying to fucking, like, wait for the perfect moment to make music or to blow up or to fucking quit your job. It's not gonna come. There's no perfect moment, bro. It's like you gotta just fucking do this shit every single day, and the results are what keep you motivated. Seeing yourself get a little better, seeing your friends fuck with your music more, opportunities start to pop up. You get to start to make music you're more proud of. You know what I mean? Like, that's the motivating factor is you want to do this shit as your job instead of some boring shit. You don't want to run your family fucking business. You don't want to work at a fucking normal ass office. If you don't want to do that and this is what you want to do, put the time in, because there's not a fucking checklist with this shit the way there is with any other normal job that you get out of college or you get out of high school or whatever. Like, there's no amount of hours you're supposed to work. No one's going to tell you when to send your beats or when to fucking show up on people or when to take meetings or when to fucking spend 5 extra hours in the studio that night. No one's going to tell you to do that shit. No one's ever going to give you a regimented amount of hours that you can put in till you start getting placements or you start getting money or you start, you know what I mean? It's not like that. You got to just go crazy. I can't work a normal job, bro. I'm not gonna go do some shit in the office all day and pretend I fuck with the people there and then at nighttime work on me. I'm only gonna do this. So if I'm only gonna do this, best believe I don't have time to spend all day on live. Best believe I don't have time to go to dinner every time my friends go out or go to fucking every single club that my homies go to. I don't have the time. If all you need is some speakers in your room, if you can't get $100 together for some speakers, you need a new game plan at work. You need a new game plan at school. You got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that all that shit is way easier than having to pretend I fuck with my commute in my office job and all that shit every day. That shit kills me. The idea of having to figure shit out, having to come up, you know what I mean? Barely make rent, barely make this shit every month, but I'm doing music. Like, that worked for me. I had friends of mine put $5,000 in my face because I wasn't making, I didn't have enough money to pay my bills and help my family and do all my shit. And I came up short a couple times when I started doing Kenny shit again because of just life shit. And I had friends put money right in my face and be like, hey, bro, take this, da, da, da. And I never took it. You feel me? I never took any help because I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go harder with this music shit. I'm gonna just work an extra couple fucking hours. I'm gonna hit up 10 more people tomorrow than I hit up the day before that. That's all you gotta do. Staying motivated is not hard. It's working a normal ass 9 to 5 every single fucking day is way harder to me. I don't know. I'd rather work crazy hours doing this shit.
With my good friend, mega producer, inspirational speaker, preacher, and most recently, a white man, Kenny Beats.
Hey man, say man.
What's up?
I'm happy to be here, bro.
So yeah, just a quick primer before we get into some music. Kenny Beats has produced. I think I was looking at the numbers. You produced every song in 2018.
A large majority.
Every song that came out.
Someone like me, this lanky ass white kid, you know what I mean, who grew like from the East Coast. Like I come in and just say, hey, I have nothing to do with any of that shit. All I want to do is make your favorite song, and whatever you're trying to get out right now that you're struggling to do with the producers you happen to have around you or the people you happen to have around you, but it's not quite what you think it could be. It's like, let me find what you need, even if it's not me.
Right.
Let me just help you get that out. Yeah, I mean, I think people have an agenda to push. Like, I think a lot of people have their sound that they're trying to get across, or they're trying to put a rapper on what they think is going to be the biggest thing for that rapper, or blah, blah, or basing something off something that artist has already done, instead of just taking them so literally and saying, what do you want? What are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? Like, if I didn't ask Rico that question, I would have given her stuff based on what I've heard from her, which was like bubbly, sugary,
sugar
trap stuff. Yeah, exactly. And like she said, I want to do heavy metal, and I'm guaranteed.
Like, what?
Yeah, but I guarantee I'm not the first person she said that to. You know, but I'm the first person to say, let me pull out a metal guitar loop. You know what I'm saying? And put an 808 on it, and she brought out this whole new side to her, and that happens with so many different people.
What if Chief Keef came in the studio and was like, hey, Kenny Beats, make me something that sound like this?
Push me, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction.
I would do it in literally 10 minutes. Easy, no sweat.
That thing about like always betting on yourself.
For sure.
And a lot of people in any creative field could learn from that. Just always, like, if it's ever a decision between you and everything else, whether it's clout, money, just like pick what the fuck you're trying to do.
Totally.
And so many people will take like the easy, just like
I don't blame them. I mean, it took me a long time to figure that out.
It's scary. It's scary to
I'm 27 years old, and like I really started coming back to this with the right mindset and the right team behind me and the right energy, like at 25. And I did so much stuff earlier in my career in music to get a check or to make sure my bills were paid.
Make sure you can eat.
Yeah, like certain things like that. But at the same time, like once I started following my gut and really like betting on yourself, like you're saying, and really just saying, okay, what is going to make my friends the most excited in the car when we're listening to music? Fuck anything else to make money or whatever. That's when shit started changing. That's why we're here talking about all this music today.
Right.
That's when I really started like following my gut and my best friend's opinions rather than anything else. You know what I'm saying? And like it takes people a while to get to that sometimes, because you got to have it work a normal job or do bills or wait until all that shit you really care about pans out instead of doing the easy shit. But in that long run, that's gonna be timeless. That's gonna be longevity. You know.
Sometimes you gotta, man, just fuck your life up real quick,
straight up,
so you can have real fun. It's like nobody's gonna be impressed with like the old nigga who's like, yeah, I almost produced a Vince Staples album,
bro. We in our 20s, like, if you are worried about going out and being everybody's friend and getting ass and doing all this shit right now, it's like this is the only time you have to get ahead.
Now, don't get me wrong, that shit fun as hell.
Yeah, well, duh. But
nigga ass,
that's always gonna be there. Like, it's always gonna be there. Generally, like, you're gonna be able to go on dates and go to parties, and you're still gonna have friends who are gonna hold you down. So it's like when you in your 20s, or especially your early mid 20s, whatever, it's like really put in that extra fucking time. So in your 30s, you're not sitting there sweating, saying, "I wish I did this. I wish I did that."
Because then you're gonna be old and don't nobody want to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna look crusty,
weird. You're gonna look like, "Hello, fellow kids."
Steve
Buscemi eyes, like.
I saw him last night real quick. I played at the Gunner Stall party last night. If any of y'all was in LA, Chief Keef came out. He brought out Nudie. Shit was fire. Ooh, I like that 808.
Whoa, get it. You never shot shit, you just a wannabe. I got a hot stick, illy, you under me. No, that's not my bitch, she just be sucking. Got hit with that 5.56, now we ugly. I'm sipping walk hot, no, I'm not drinking no bubbles. I got my goons outside, they gon' shoot it hit early. Got spoons outside, they be shooting up. Them with no mess, so them niggas remember. Top got on my stick, I ain't running from shit. Got killed cause of bitch. Never think what you did, I do not trust you. I need my foe, I just might bust you. Empty the whole clip, run around, now with the run around. I'm in the office, I might send a runner down. So in the coffin, big hunter to walk you down. Bitch, I'm a boss, so them bags coming often now.
Whoa, get it! Big Glock, throw me that stick talk. I put my finger, get you picked off. Bring around the gang, get your bitch talk. Reach for a chain, take your lid off. Fuck I rip my hair off. All these chops out a little bit let off. Nigga won't smoke with the sand, I'm the big dog. Running that shit like I'm son of the hedgehog. Hear all that talk, y'all saying nigga fuck y'all. We with that shit, get them smoke, no quirks. We with that beef and pork.
Talk every room I'm in. It's a couple artists I talk about that I have nothing to do with. I always fucking bring up whatever I'm really fucking with. But yeah, like I go to a lot of rooms and I sit with a lot of people who do music, and I hang out with a lot of people who work in this shit, and all the time I have to talk about the people I work with, about my songs, about this and that. So every room I'm in, I try to bring up some shit that I got nothing to do with, just to put people on. And like, I've linked up so much shit this year between people like that I know or that I've met or I've worked with, to work with other people that I just think they would do well with. I'm like, it's a shame how many people don't do that shit, you know? Like, if I see an artist and I see a producer who will crush it for them, and I know both of them, I'm just gonna make a group chat. I don't care if they don't even answer it. Some people try to act too cool. I will literally put people I fuck with just in a group chat and say, y'all just need to work. And most people who work with me know that, like, y'all don't make me say this shit for the 10 millionth time. Like, I'm not doing this shit for a check. I don't do this shit to get a bunch of fucking money off rap beats. I'm not making the best business decisions I can to get the most money. I'm making decisions to get out music with my favorite artists. That's all I'm trying to do. It just so happens that all my favorite artists are fire, so whenever it works out, it works out. I get sick of talking about my own shit. I got so much music I'm working on, I get sick of that shit. I want to be put on to shit. I want to put people on to shit. Like, they look at you crazy. Because it's like, oh, not only are you doing work, not only are you getting in with rappers, this and that, but you also aware of what's going on. You also paying attention. So it's like, most people who really pay attention don't go anywhere too fast because they see trends before they happen, and they can see shit getting lame before it happens, and they can see, like, little things that have already happened, little fads in music coming back, and be able to read it. Because you can tell, like, oh, man, you hear the shit that's going on in New Orleans right now? As soon as the biggest artist from New Orleans does a song with some other big-ass A-list rapper on this type of beat, this type of beat's going to go crazy. Shit like that happens all the time. Look at what Drake's done every year when he gets on a Block Boy song, or when he got on Tony Montana with Future, or when he got on Versace with Migos, or when he got on McConan, or like, it's always the sound of the time, you know what I mean? He knows how to read the fads, he knows how to read the trends, he knows how to see through the matrix and like figure out by what's going on in all these little hoods and all these little parts of the country what the next big shit is gonna be. And I'm not too focused on the big shit. I'm just trying to help these kids who are amazing from wherever they're from, like, get their talent out there and show more people that. And sometimes all it takes is just recording it better. Sometimes all it takes is just different kinds of beats. Sometimes all it takes is fucking a couple conversations and just have somebody start working hard. Just turn your 808s up. You got a question for me about 808s, right? About drums? Turn your 808s up. Just fucking EQ some sub out of your shit. It's easy. There was a studio I was at, bro, and it had a machine that had NOS energy drinks in it. I would drink those, bro. Do y'all see how far I've come? I could have died off a NOS energy can. This represents my new life. This represents where I'm at now. Where did I put those fucking stems? That's me singing. What is with the fucking... This kid Winnicott 85 has come into my live for fucking 6 months straight and asked me if I'm ticklish. Bro, request my shit, dog. I want to see what you look like. What are you on? I've been ignoring this shit for so long. No, I'm not ticklish. I want to fight you. Just fucking... Can we talk about hi-hats or some shit that I'm sick of it, bruh. Who the fuck is this Winnicott kid, bro? What are you on? The shit is it like, you see what I'm saying? Look, they said I've noticed him. You see, y'all know what, like, the shit isn't even a funny joke. He's been doing it for like fucking months now, so it must be some weird shit. Bro, no, Winnicott, what are you on? Can y'all go check out his page and someone come back in here and then tell me what his shit looks like? What are you on, bro? He's been doing, bro, this has been going on for months. He's been doing this shit for months. Do y'all see what I go through on a daily basis? I'm in here like, yeah, let's fucking talk about Ableton. And I got literally hundreds of people making memes of me with no teeth. Y'all have been in an art studio drawing me with no teeth? I guess, yeah, I said all exposure is good exposure. I guess, but like, I literally had a girl today text me, ha 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 ha, who I haven't talked to in mad long, and I was like, what? And she's like, that stupid picture of your face with no teeth just came in my timeline. Like, ha ha ha. I'm like, just a nice guy on my way to the studio, trying to make some music. You feel me? Like, not getting anyone's way. Posted a little picture of myself. What the fuck? You know, we just chugging yerbas on a Thursday night, just getting down to it. If I don't send beats. I never really thought it was the smartest thing. But like, if you were trying to reach someone on the internet and get packs out that way, don't try to reach my dumb ass or a fucking producer. We out here drinking yerbas at fucking midnight on a Tuesday. Match it up to what the volume was before and you see what the difference is with the Transient Master, even without the little, it gives you a volume boost. So if you take the volume boost away, it still it tightens the shit up sometimes. Wait, it's Saturday? What the fuck is today, bro? What is today? Don't burn yourself out. That's what happens to a lot of producers. Scott Storch, Lex Luger, etc. I appreciate the sentiment, my boy. And no offense to Scott Storch, the GOAT, but he was doing pounds of cocaine. And he also personally told me a story where he was trying to get at a girl at a club who he really liked, and she didn't like him at all, and he ended up buying her a car before they'd ever gone on a date so he could get her attention. Like, I'm just staying up making beats late, my boy. Like, and also I think he's worn sunglasses every single day for like 20 years. So there's a lot of other shit going on. You know, it's one of the most fucking effective things in the whole world. Just a fucking reverse cymbal into the kick. I swear it makes some of my beats. Peep, peep. Anybody you listen to, you found out about them and thought their shit was cool, right? They can get hot beats from a lot of people. You're not the only person who thinks they're cool. A lot of people like me are out there looking at young fucking rappers who are popping and trying to send them beats. And then people way bigger than me, and then people way bigger than them. Everybody's trying to sign everybody and make money. I'm not even on that shit. But like, you gotta be able to fucking offer somebody the full package. You feel me? Like, that's why I do what I do. So I have to have my own spot that's not at my house. I have to fucking record people myself and have fire beats and be able to clean up after shit when they leave at night and be able to fucking pay for some food and some extra weed and some shit once in a while just so people can fucking get down to what they need to do and stop focusing on running around trying to locate girls or drugs or whatever the fuck it is. You got to do a lot of shit to work with a lot of different artists. You feel me? It could be anything. You got to be able to do it, though. If you get stuck here, I'm telling you, the worst feeling ever is to finally get an opportunity with someone you want to work with, and then they ask you to do something and you can't do it. It's worse than not getting the opportunity. If you don't get an opportunity and someone doesn't fuck with you, okay, they don't fuck with me. A million people don't fuck with me. It's whatever. But if you do get an opportunity and someone's trying to work with you and the engineer didn't show up, or they want a style of music that they've never done before that you're not prepared for, like whatever the fuck, you need to be able to make it happen, or that's the last time you're going to get the opportunity. And trust me, it's happened to me. How do you think I'm speaking on it? You think I'm just making this shit up? I started making Florida shit and New York shit, Chicago shit, Bay Area shit, whatever, because I was like, okay, I never want to feel that feeling again of being in the studio with someone who I've been dying to work with and I can't give them what they need. It's, oh my God, it's like, fuck, I'm a loser. You just were like, oh, I suck. It's literally, you feel so shitty about it. But honestly, like, that made me step my game up. So I tried to be more versatile and have more different beats. Now you hear what I'm doing. I'm doing all different types of beats with all these fucking people. I tried to not get stumped. I've done a good fucking 70, 80 hours this week. Learning how to engineer is the most valuable thing you can do as a beat maker. Isn't that funny? Not learning how to do fucking all this different shit with beats. There's kids right now with splice loops who are going to get a placement before you. So having hot beats clearly ain't the problem. Hot beats are around. The problem is being able to fucking help somebody sound better on a hot beat than somebody else. And that comes with the vocal. Start learning about vocals. Trust me, because once you get in a situation, even if it's a situation with just someone who's like just starting out that you're fucking with, or someone, you know what I mean, who's like needs help on something or whatever it is, cover your blind spot. I like that. Whoever said blind spot, I'm gonna start saying that. It's amazing shit. That's one of the biggest things I love about all the bullshit and having to do all the jobs and having to do clean up for fucking 20 people in here, basically having a party while they make half of a verse or whatever the fuck goes on. Like, I get to see moments like that where I can fucking get the craziest behind the scenes like look into where these songs like really come from. Like, I got Netflix in my studio now. I'm an adult. You know how happy this makes me. Welcome to the new and improved Dot Studio. Don't overthink shit. Bro, I used to sit in my dorm room in college and fucking like just dream about having like a nice apartment with some weed in it and a little place I could make beats with some nice speakers. Like, that's all I wanted. I remember just thinking, like, fuck my salary, fuck, like, girls or relationships or any of that shit. I remember just thinking, like, damn, all I need is, like, a really nice apartment, some weed, I need an okay car, and I need some fucking place to make my music, just a little studio, you know what I mean? A little something I could go every day, no one else can go to it but me. That's all I ever wanted, and now I have that shit. And I did it by not being corny for the most part. I did it my way. I can't tell you how it feels to walk in here every day like I'm so happy. People ask me that shit all the time about college. They ask me if college is worth it. I went to Berkeley. I went to music school. It's different for everybody. Like, I learned a lot of shit. I'm not saying it made me, like, this shit happened because of that or not. But it definitely was part of, like, my education. It let me, like, realize what I didn't know. You know what I mean? It definitely gave me a couple years to fucking hone my craft and get my beats together and get my music together while all my friends was out there just trying to fucking go right into the shit. It definitely gave me some years, but I don't think everybody needs it. I don't think you got to go to music school if you do music to make it. I don't think you got to fucking learn how to play an instrument if you make beats. I don't think you got to do any of that shit. Do that shit your way. Because I'm telling you, when it pays off and it's your way, it feels so different. This is my fucking studio. I have my crib. I have my fucking car. I got my weed every single day, and it's gas. That's all I ever wanted. Rumors about me being in Church of Scientology? Fuck no. Alex, you're in Atlanta, huh? You're probably out there fucking ordering kale Caesars. Mad as hell that everything has gluten in it. Bitch ass. And then once in a while, I would sidechain my 808s to my kick and shit like that for certain songs, but that shit's garbage. Don't ever do that. People think like, oh, you sidechain the 808 to the kick, so whenever the kick, every time your kick hits, it ducks the 808, and then the 808, you only hear the 808 when the kick is not punching, but that shit's stupid. And there's ways to EQ your shit smart, so you can hear the kick and you can hear the 808. You don't have to pick. Do you soft clip limit or I don't limit or soft clip any of my shit. Yeah, sidechaining is whack. I'm not fucking with sidechaining no more. I started making beats at 15 years old. I used to copy Timbaland beats in GarageBand, try to remake them. Alex says sidechaining is for people that don't enjoy rap. Damn, I gotta clean my bong so I can get high. I keep this on the jet, monkey on the jet. This is no sample too. Asking me for all this non-profit pro bono shit. Do I look like a lawyer? I make beats. I don't know why I like Ableton so much. I just like that shit. Pro Tools just seems so stressful to me. I haven't done it yet. I know that goes against a lot of this fucking motivational shit that I say on here, but like, I'm gonna get towards Pro Tools when I can. Alex is already like getting on my ass about Alex too, man. He's gonna help me do it. But in Ableton, I just really fuck with the warp. I like do a lot of shit with the warp, depending on if it's drums or if it's a vocal or whatever it is. And I can usually stretch shit without making it sound like shit. Me and Alex have like, beyond just like being friends and shit, we just have a really good working relationship. And he really understands what I'm trying to do. And like, he's great with fucking notes. And just like, I can hit him back and say something really specific. And he always gets it. And he always just does it right away. And da-da-da-da. And he's also way better than me. It makes sense. Obviously, I just send shit to him now because I want my shit to sound even better. If I work with a kid who has no money, or I work with someone who has a huge budget, I still want the music to sound perfect. I want it to sound A+, even better songs than they were. And that has to do with the mixing and the mastering and the engineering. You know what I mean? That's not just me. I have people helping me take it even further. I don't think it. You're more the man if you do it all yourself. No one gives a fuck. Half the people who listen to my music don't give a shit if I do every single job by myself. You feel me? They really don't. It's not about that. I really think like an unbelievable engineer, like someone who really knows how to fucking add. Oh shit, what am I doing? Someone who really knows how to add creatively to the sonic part of your song, not the musical part of it, you know what I mean? That's something I wish I could do, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can, but like, I can't make my shit shine the way he can, you know? He can really make every single thing I did obvious to everybody. Or sometimes, like, when I go to play versions of songs that we did in the studio for people, in my head, I know what the finished, final, perfect version is going to be like, but I can't explain that to fucking people. You can't hear what I hear in my head. I'm talking about Alex Toomey, for the people who are asking. What's you talking about? I ain't kill nobody.
What you talking about? I ain't kill nobody.
Like, I got this little area at the fridge. I have the booths in there. I got everything I fucking need. We have the whole upstairs that has like Netflix and has like bean bags and shit like that. But still, like, in here for 15 hours, bruh. Non-stop. Work the whole time. And I've been doing that for days. Some days were like 10 hours, some days were 12 hours, but I've been doing minimum 10 for like the last 9 days in a row, every single day. That 20 minutes is crucial going to and from the studio. I don't want to fucking wake up in my crib and then have all my equipment and all my shit right there. Y'all see how hard I work? I'm in here at 3 a.m. right now by myself going crazy after 9 days in a row of working with artists nonstop. I could have taken a day off whenever the fuck I feel like it. I'm not taking no days off. If I have that shit in my house, it's gonna be bad, bro. It's already bad. There's people who hate me for how much I work. Literally, if I fucking have the studio at the crib, I'll never... And even if I don't use it all the time, I'll be sitting there looking at it like, you should be working. You ain't got no fire. How come there's no art? And also, y'all see who I work with? I work with a lot of people who have a lot of entourages and a lot of bullshit and guns and funny characters and people getting fucked up, and your studio needs to be for that. You feel me? Like, my studio can come here and it can get fucked up. I can always go back and I have like the place that I live by itself. The studio can't be there. You can rent a rehearsal space, go put a table in there with a bunch of fucking speakers. I mean, a set of speakers, a sub, an aux cord, and then make 400 beats. You can call it a lockout. Look up studios, I don't know what's near you, but like, this is a space that someone built out, and I bought it after it was already built out, and it has 2 floors and it has a booth. So for me, I got the booth, and the booth made me like, fuck, you don't know how to do vocals. You're gonna have a rapper come here and go in the booth and you can't even record them. You're a bitch. That's me talking to myself. And so I had to learn how to do vocals because I got the booth, and now I do everybody's vocals, and it's a hassle, but it changed my life, and it's why my songs sound better than other producers. Once I got this studio, it made me like work harder because I had to do all the jobs. Whenever I invite somebody here, I'm the janitor, and I'm the fucking therapist for the day if they got some shit going on, and I'm the engineer, and I'm the fucking producer. I'm every job. And that only started once I got this room. That shit's rough, and I was trying to do that when I was coming back to making rap shit. Like, oh yeah, let's book a studio. It's mad money. Then I got my own studio, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to book an engineer. That's mad money. Fuck that. So I started doing engineering. And how did I do it? YouTube. Asking my friends. Asking people on the internet. Reading shit. Watching Alex Toomey's periscopes about all that shit. You feel me? Like, I taught myself how to do vocals because the beats aren't enough. You're not valuable if you make just beats. I'm telling you, I'm sorry to say it to you, but it's like, You've got to develop some other skills. Everybody's got hot beats. Anybody you listen to, you found out about them and thought their shit was cool, right? They can get hot beats from a lot of people. You're not the only person who thinks they're cool. A lot of people like me are out there looking at young fucking rappers who are popping and trying to send them beats. And then people way bigger than me, and then people way bigger than them. Everybody's trying to sign everybody and make money. You gotta be able to fucking offer somebody the full package. If you get that one shot, like a lot of kids always ask me how to get with rappers and how to talk to people and this and that. It's different every time. You might meet somebody. You might fucking get their fucking attention on the internet and talk to them. Fucking Netflix. That's how I sell myself whenever I do talk to people. I meet new people. I'm like, yeah, I don't send beats, but if you're in my city, let's go to my spot. We can lock in. If you've heard the shit I've done for somebody else, that's where I did it. And just trust me, like, I'm going to go crazy. And people come here, and then I literally do crazy ass fucking vocals the first time they record a song. And then I figure out, oh, that's how they like their vocal. And I start setting their shit different every time they come here. And then every time they get on the mic, I know how they like their auto-tune, how they like their reverb, how they like this. And we develop a relationship. Whenever a lot of these artists go to really nice studios, they got a different engineer every time. And it's usually some kid who works at the studio who got a nice job at the studio because he went to Full Sail or Berkeley or whatever and learned to engineer. And then now he's using his like pop vocal engineer template to record rappers that they taught him in college is the right way to do it. And you're working at this fucking studio, and these rappers are coming in there and they have a specific style. I shouldn't even say rappers, artists. All these artists are coming in there and they have a very specific style to their music, and how they want their vocals is part of it, is more part of it than how they like their beats. You know how you hear rappers and like they rap on a certain type of beat? It's not just that. They do their vocals a certain way. They like their ad-libs a certain level of volume, and they like, some of them like their ad-libs panned, and some of them like their ad-libs a certain like filter on them or a certain amount of reverb, or it's like someone likes the Travis ad-libs with a whole bunch of auto-tune. People are very specific about their vocals and their beats. And when they go to a really nice studio and you get introduced to some engineer who works there and he just starts recording your vocals in whatever fucking way, it's hard to get comfortable. Whenever you hear your voice on a fucking, like when you hear like a voice message with your own voice in it, and you know your voice sounds awkward to you, think about when you're an artist and you got to rap in front of a room full of your friends and a room full of people or label people or whatever the fuck. Like, it's probably really shitty to hear your voice sound different in every different studio on a different microphone with a different engineer with a different setting. Like, I try to keep people's shit really consistent so they feel comfortable. If we make one really good song, I know that they like how their vocals felt on it, or at least that's a starting point. So I try to just make people really, 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 really comfortable. And the way to make people comfortable is know what you're doing and be able to help them get to where they're trying to get with the music. You're not here to be their buddy, unfortunately. This shit is not about like taking fit pics and having fucking people follow you back and comment on your shit. It's not about that. It's about helping artists get to their fucking best, highest point they can get to because you're a fan of them. You feel me? Like, that's why I do what I do. I'm trying to change shit. I'm trying to work with people who I know are the best and show everybody else who fucks with me why those people are the best. That's my biggest goal. Just hit Rico on Twitter and was like, yo, please let me help. Please, I have beats for you. Please. I hit her even from my Loud Pack Twitter when I used to DJ. I hit her from both my Twitters. And I was just like, how can I fucking get involved? How can I help? Da, 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 da. That's how we met. We ain't meet on no cool shit. I ain't get plugged. Someone didn't like fucking link me up with her. I fucking tweeted Rico and said, yo, can we please work? This shit ain't that complicated. That's why I started the live saying all that dumb shit. Cause I meet producers now who I've been a fan of for years, and I start to hear them talk about how they're moving, how they're doing their projects, how they're doing their deals, how they're making their beats, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're my favorite? Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy to fucking idolize someone and then be in the room with them, and all this time you're like, man, I got to be as good as this person. I got to work as hard as they work. I got to do blah, 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 blah. And then you get with them and you're like, oh, shit. I know more. Like, I've fucking been working at this shit so hard that I'm at that level. I didn't even know I was at that level. I try to fucking talk a lot of shit about ego whenever I go on live or I talk to y'all, and just getting rid of your ego and getting rid of all the bullshit that makes you feel like you're super fire, because all that is just fucking BS and thoughts, and you should be able to prove everything you've got to say about yourself with the music on your computer or with your product. Just because you feel like you can do all this shit and you think you're going to be good at something and this and that, can you prove it though? Are you? I used to think I was real good at rap shit for years, and I could not prove that shit. Like, I remember thinking in my head, like, that beat ain't hard. I know if I was in their position, I could go harder than them. If you really feel like that, then fucking start making steps towards doing that, and stop just telling yourself how fire you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing good comes out of complimenting yourself. But you got to know your worth. So it's a hard line to walk. Bro, it's so hard to give people advice when it comes to rap. Accept it and be okay with it, then you can start to move. As someone who makes beats, you are not valuable. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you that. Like, there's a billion people who make hot beats. And you know what else? There's fucking websites and software and all types of shit on Reddit right now that make it even easier to make hot beats. If you are a rap producer, you do not have value until you present it. And the value is not going to be having hot beats. The value is not going to be having a bunch of friends who rap and do music. The value is not going to be being able to do what people are already doing right now as good or better than them. Bro, you got to make yourself valuable. You got to be something more to this artist than beats. It might be a personal thing. It might be an engineering thing. It might be you do another job in the studio besides that. It might be you are their friend and you make their beats and you do this, da, da, da. But it's like, just being a beat maker is not enough. Making hot beats is not enough. Just like if you're a musician, just being a musician is not enough. I'm not saying this as somebody who makes fucking beats on Ableton. I went to Berklee School of Music for guitar. All my friends were the best musicians ever. Like, it'll be hard for me to meet people in my life a lot better than the kids I went to school with. I was not even close to as good as them. I'm not trying to say I was on anybody's level. I played guitar my whole life, and I thought I was nice. And then I got to college, and I realized I wasn't shit because I was with all the best guitar players who were my age. And still, it's not enough to be the best musician. It's not enough to be the best producer. All my friends who were the most unbelievable piano players, the best guitar players, kids who do every instrument better than anyone. And it's Berklee L-E-E. It's not Berklee L-E-Y. But I'm saying, like, all these kids, all they do all day is just study their instrument. How to get better on guitar. How to play a harder song. How to do crazier shit. How to impress people. Blah, blah, blah. Like, you do all that. You get amazing at your instrument. And then all of a sudden, what are you going to do with it? You're going to write songs? Like, probably not, because you fucking haven't written a song in the last 4 years because all you've been doing is studying how to get better at your instrument and playing other people's music. Are you going to join a band? Good luck. It's real hard to be in a band right now. Super hard to fucking make it work in a rock band or a jazz band or anything like that. It's just not going that crazy. So what else are you going to do if you play an instrument? You going to fucking play for a big artist? You're going to play for someone like Katy Perry, play for Justin Bieber, play for somebody pop or some big rapper? That's a 1 in 10 million spot to get the guitar player job in that, if not more. You know how hard it is to get a session musician job? So you're the best musician in the world. You're the best guitar player. You're the best piano player in the world. But what are you going to fucking do with it? It's the same with beat making. If you make the best beats in the world and your shit hits the hardest and you got the coolest ideas and all this different types of shit, blah, 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 like, what does that matter if you don't got songs? What does that matter if you go to a room with an artist and you have an agenda of what you want these beats to sound like, blah, 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 blah. But my point is, you got to start doing something to be more than a beat maker. it don't do anything for you to have the hottest beats in the world on your computer stocking up. You got to get with people and make songs. The point of this shit is to make songs. How do you get a good song? Getting a good performance out of somebody. You don't get a good performance out of somebody by flexing crazy hi-hats or doing the biggest 808 or doing the gnarliest production shit. No, you can't go live with me and show me a beat. You don't want me to roast your beat on live. I promise you, you don't want that. I'm trying to motivate y'all right now, and y'all being fucking stupid, talking shit in here. I'm trying to give y'all some fucking game. None of that shit's gonna help you. I mean, I could give you all my 808s, I could give you all my synths, I could give you all the samples I use, I could give you all my patterns, I could give you the wave supply version of everything that I do. It's not gonna help you get songs. It's not gonna help you be a normal guy in a room full of artists and know how to get along. That's why I tweeted that shit. You can't buy a personality on Splice. You can teach someone how to do everything in music except get along. And that's the one thing a lot of kids are missing. A lot of kids who hit me about beats, who come in my live, who want to play me shit, yeah, y'all got hot beats. Is that what you wanted to hear? Like, is that what you want whenever you hit up rappers and you hit up producers a million times a day? Yo, let me play you a beat. What do you expect them to say? Yeah, okay, the beat's hot. What if that's the answer you get? Then what? That's not what I'm trying to get at. I'm just trying to tell you that your goal shouldn't be all this like nerdy production shit. You have to learn your DAW. You have to have sounds. You have to know how to move in a studio with all the equipment. That's part of your job. Period. It's like, they ain't gonna give you extra credit at the fucking grocery store for fucking putting food in the bags, bro. It's like, that's your job. You gotta do all that shit. What do you do besides that? You think these artists come fuck with me because I got hot beats? No. I won't even send beats. Think about how many rappers won't fuck with me. A lot. You think I'm just gonna, like, they're just gonna put me in a room with Kanye or fucking Drake or one of these people because I had a really good year and I'm working with all these people? No. A lot of time you have to fucking send a beat to someone, then they like it, then if they use it and it pops off, then they'll invite you to a session maybe, and then if you get along in the session and you know how to be a normal guy, some more shit will happen. But I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't need to take this long ass process of trying to prove myself. No disrespect to anybody, but I'd rather just do it my way. Everything I do is very organic. All that we do in this room is just try to get people to stop thinking so hard and just do what they do. Period. Because it's so many studios and it's so many places where people make music, and I don't think they realize how much toxic shit is going on. Your father works at Yerba Mate? No, he doesn't. If you hook me up with mad Yerba Mates, then you can be my assistant. I'm not even kidding. DM me. If you have a parent who works at Yerba Mate, please. This is how I'm living my life. Do y'all see this? Like, I didn't even... This kid just said something about Yerba, and I just forgot that this chair is just... I need help, bro. I need a sponsorship. That's one thing I can give you. I feel like I'm getting to a point where I can't give kids that much advice because a lot of the advice is just like, be a good person. Like, don't say some weird shit in someone's DMs. Like, drink a yerba mate. Those are the best. That's the best advice I can give you as a producer. It's not my 808s. It's not fucking me linking you up with some artist. The best advice I can give you is just fucking be a good guy. Be a normal person and be a fun person to get along with. You can't, just because you have all the drum kits on Reddit and you got the hardest 808s and your beats sound like Pierre Bourne, no rapper wants to hang out with you, bruh. Like, no one wants to sit there because your whole personality is based in, like, doing beats and doing, it's like, where's your personality? You know what I'm saying? Like, be yourself. How are you going to be in a room with the best, weirdest producer for 14 hours? You won't. What happens, you know, when you're in the studio with someone for fucking 12 hours, I'm telling you, like, Lido, the other day, Lido came here and stayed for 15 hours. He was here, just me and him making beats. He was here when Smino was here when Monty was here. All these different people came through, blah, blah, blah. And, like, bro just got along. And he's Norwegian. And he's, like, from a completely different part of the world, like, and almost a different kind of music. And he's literally here, just was here for 14, 15 hours, cracking jokes, getting along, had a good time, eating food, hanging out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, the music is obviously where it starts, but I don't think we're even having a conversation about any of this shit if you're not already good at music. Like, I just assume kids got hot beats now, because why wouldn't you? You can go get my drums, or Ronnie J's drums, or Wheezy's drums, or Boy Wonder's drums, or what. You can go get all the shit that we all use, and you can go on Splice and download a hot loop, or you can go buy some Kingsway shit or whatever. So there's no reason that you shouldn't have hot beats. Say right now you have better beats than Kenny Beats on your computer. What are you doing? You're already making the best beats. You obviously don't need to fucking any help production-wise. You need songs. You need relationships with artists so you can make music. Making beats ain't impressive no more. It's too easy now. You know what's hard? Making a good song. You know what's harder than that? Making a good project. You know what's harder than that? Getting cool with an artist and working on all their projects and working on all their shit and having a trust with somebody musically. You know how many producers got more fucking plaques than me? A lot. You know how many producers got more fucking money in their bank account from a production deal than me? A lot. You know how many producers are in better sessions than me right now this week with bigger artists getting fucking crazy schedules? A lot. But I swear to God, like, it ain't producers moving how I'm moving, bro. And in a couple years, unless I get hit by a car or someone comes here to try to shoot a rapper and they shoot me by accident, you're going to see how I moved. It's going to add up different. I made sure that I'm not a replaceable beat maker. You feel me? Like, but don't come in here talking about, oh, I got hot beats. Why is shit not happening for me? There's a million reasons. Shit gets, all I do all day is make music with people. Let me tell you, it gets fucking boring to talk about music with people. And this is the only thing I want to do with my life, bruh. These are the things they don't tell you on Splice, and these are the things they don't tell you on Reddit, and these are the things you can't do with a drum kit. It's being able to produce. Don't ever pretend to be a part of some street shit because you work with an artist who is. Don't take on beefs from artists who have beefs with other people because you love that artist and they're working with you. Don't do any of that shit. Like, you are here to make music. As soon as you start pretending that you fucking have something to do with all that other shit, you've lost track, bro. 100%. You know how much shit I get? This weed is so good, by the way. You know how much shit I get whenever I work with a rapper and then they beef with another rapper I worked with? And then there's a picture of me and someone's going, bro, I thought you fucked with blah, blah, blah. How come you over here with this person? Look at my face. Look at my face. Do I look like I'm involved in some street shit? I have a fucking red beard, bruh. Like, do I really look like I'm out here knowing about guns and knowing about drugs and pimping and all this? No, I know about fucking compressors and microphones. I'm a nerd, bruh. Let me help you do anything you can to make more music so you don't have to do that street shit. I have multiple artists who y'all are probably fans of who I've literally stopped from doing illegal shit because their music has so much going on with them that they can't fucking go run around and do all that little wild shit that they used to do. I promise you. It's like, that's beautiful to me. I'm here to be a fucking nerd, bro. I'm here to show y'all how an EQ works. I'm with a million fucking people every day who aren't as good as you. And you do this shit in your free time. Imagine if you took all your time to do this shit and then none of your time to do all that extra shit. And that sounds real easy when we sit in my live right now and I'm just talking shit. You know how hard it is to be this random white kid who did like 2 hot beats for somebody and then go to them, yo, I think you should stop doing this drug. Bro, you get punched in your face. This is why whenever kids talk to me about like making hot beats and getting hot beats to rappers, I'm like, yeah, word. But like, that's the first 3%. You got 97% to go before you get to a good song. I'm glad y'all are bored enough to listen to me talk today. I'm just telling you, if you really want to work the way I'm working and the way my homies are working, and you really want to do fucking 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours a day, do a full album in a couple days, do a full project in a couple weeks. Like, if you really want to do that and you smoke a lot of weed, you got to find the right weed, bro. Do I want to smoke it at 2 p.m.? Do I want to smoke it at 6 p.m.? No. I love to smoke weed, and it makes me creative, and it helps me figure out my process. This is so lame, but there's probably like 4 girls who was in here who thought I was cute, who listened to me talk about sativa for 15 minutes and probably never gonna talk to me ever again. But we're here to give game for the producers. We're giving out game today. Smoke the weed that's right for you. That's one of my biggest tips. I'll be in here in my ugly ass hoodie, in my dirty ass hat, and I'm just smoking gas, and I'm making the shit I feel like making. I'm listening to fucking Drago and Bino. I'm wearing the ugliest shoes right now. Let me show you how ugly these shoes are. They were a gift, but like, these are not tight. I'm not out here trying to be like Murda, bro. I'm not. Shout out to my guy, Murda, but like, I'm just not.
Truck from the first to the third. My niggas that kill by me. My niggas that put you on the shirt.
Big heat season. I've been hiding in my cave. As you can see, it's 4:50 in the morning. I'm still here. I already cleaned up after everybody. Don't fucking sidechain. Don't sidechain. Unless you want something to sound like wow, wow, wow. Like, don't sidechain shit, bro. I think people just want to like learn how, like people just like learn about sidechaining or just like, oh, I want to do this because I know how to do it. It doesn't sound good. There's nothing about that sounds good. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, don't try. Like, definitely watch YouTube tutorials, but trust your fucking ear. If something sound weird to you or it don't sound hard, like, don't fucking do it because someone told you how to do that shit. Even Alex will tell you, even the biggest people who make beats and who mix records and shit, the biggest people in this shit, they break the rules and like do a lot of shit that don't make sense and do a lot of dumb shit and do a lot of really, really simple shit on huge records. Like, some of the biggest shit that I've had come out, all that happens to my beats is some EQing and some compression and nothing else. There's not all this like secret science going on with music that comes out on the radio and shit. It's not like just because it's a Travis Scott song or it's a Drake song, they had to do all this like secret engineering shit that no one knows how to do. Like, you want to go live, my guy? What's wrong? You sad? You hate yourself? It's late at night and you on Instagram live watching me. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy there's not more shit like that. Because Rap City The Basement was like my favorite shit when I was younger. Like, to see a rapper that I fucked with go do a freestyle in there was like such a big deal. There's no fucking, unless it's a radio show, there's no freestyle that you watch all the time with people now. So I'm going to start just like making it a little bit more about the beats and a little bit more about like the producer shit so people can see how easy it is, really. That's all it is. Like, I know people who fucking make really good beats or won't do vocals. I know engineers who think that's their place and they don't need to make beats. I know people who think it's really hard to fucking put a song together and how do you do this? How do you get the rapper to do this? Blah, blah. The whole point of the show is like, oh, wow, it's just fun. You're supposed to just be having fun in the studio. Even when it's like a big time artist, even when it's a lot of money on the line, blah, blah, blah. You've got to always be having fun in the studio. That's why I want to do the freestyle show. It's different, but the point of the show is to show it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to see how easy it is, because this shit is not rocket science. It's just about working on the shit every day and getting better at it and only working with people you fuck with. Only putting out shit that you fucking really believe in, you feel me? I think it's all that easy. I don't think you need to work on a song for a fucking month or try to do much shit to perfect it or try to do a vocal a million times. It's like sometimes you just strike gold, and if you fucking do it once, you get confident, and then you start to realize like, oh my God, I can do this again and again and again, and it's not that hard, and I can really make my favorite songs. Like, I don't stress about making another hot song. I know for a fact every week I'm gonna make slaps. Look at who my friends are. Look at the artists I'm fortunate enough to have around me. Like, everybody's so talented. I don't work with anybody who's not talented. But it was Ableton. I didn't use Pro Tools, and I had a song, and it was released on Spotify, and I did everything in Ableton. I know a lot of people, it's Fruity Loops. Like, people tell you can't do vocals in Fruity Loops, and then, like, Carnage has songs with Lil Uzi on the fucking radio that the vocals are done in Fruity Loops. So you really can do whatever, however. Don't let anyone ever tell you, like, the way you make music isn't the right way. I think that's bullshit. Some of the biggest people in music do the weirdest shit. You know how many kids out there who play piano or make music or whatever, who someone told them, well, if you don't know how to read music, if you don't know how to do this, you're never going to be able to produce or have hits, or it's all bullshit. Bro, it's big ass people in music who use shitty software, and I know guys who have big ass songs who use Sony Acid and Cubase and random shit that nobody else uses. It's just how they like to make music. Take time to be a normal person. You got nothing else to talk about but music. And how are you gonna be creative if you don't have any shit to be creative about, or anything you want to get off your chest, or this or that? Like, you gotta make it easy for yourself to do music, or to be involved in whatever you want to be involved in. Like, don't let little other stupid shit in your life get in the way. I never really done that shit. I really don't know as much as this person knows. I don't really know about mixing. I don't know about vocals. Man, I fucked up. And then I go on Twitter and people go, bro, that 808 hits so hard. Bro, I love this song. Bro, this song's so loud. Bro, this song hard. Like, you get things that make you like, holy shit. Maybe I'm just too in my head. Maybe if I just try this shit and I just fuck around and learn how to do vocals, fuck around and learn how to mix, fuck around and just try some shit that I thought was somebody else's job, you might get good at it, you know? It's intimidating though. Jesus Christ. When I was younger, I never needed advice about how to like get along with people or how to like be a normal guy. When I was younger, that wasn't something you had to talk about. You had to just be a good guy to get around people. If you went to intern for a producer, or you went to like work with a rapper and you started talking too much or just doing too much or whatever, it wasn't going to happen for you. These days, there's so many talented kids and everybody makes music, and there's so many ways to make music, and there's so many different outlets. You meet kids these days who on the internet who are the best ever at what they do, like the best producers, and then you get with them and they weird kids. Like they never were around studios, and they weren't around a bunch of fucking people making music and shit. Like, it's weird that now the advice you give people isn't like, this is how you make your beats hard. The advice now is like, yo, this is how you talk to people as a human, because you've been living on a computer. You get super good at one thing or another. You get good at dealing with people, and you get good at doing the business shit and talking your shit, or you get really good at computers. It's rare as shit that you can you meet a dude who knows how to do everything and work every button in the studio and make every type of beat, and like doesn't talk like a robot and fucking act like a weirdo and fucking have some kind of insane mannerism that they develop from sitting in a dark room for 10 years. Once a producer blows up on his own and starts getting hits, then you hear about, oh, he signs a producer. Oh, they signed in all these people. Oh, now this producer has all these kids work under him. That's because they still want to go to the parties and like be cool with the artists and dap people up and have conversations. Trust me, if you one of the producers who really wants to just produce and be in a fucking room and make hits and this and that, like, it's hard to also be a socialite and also be a cool guy. Like, it's sometimes you got to make that pick. I don't know. Skrillex is the only person I really know who is like the ultimate at both. Skrillex knows how to get along with people and knows how to like make everybody in the room feel good and and he can relate to so many types of people. And you could sit here and talk to that man about fucking oscillators and limiting and compressing for like 3 days, and he has a million tips and tricks. Like, he really produces all his shit. Like, he really touches everything, you know what I mean? You don't see that a lot of the times. Once you start meeting the biggest producers ever, and I don't blame them, it's just they got teams. Maybe I'll end up having a team. I got a lot of people I collab with right now, but I still do a lot of shit myself. So I'm probably gonna end up being a weirdo. You know how much time I spend alone in this room? I'm talking to a screen right now. How to deal with people in your real life. Me, I chose compressors. Yes, I'm still here to motivate the youth. I'm still in a good mood. I'm still making fire-ass beats. I'm still white. I still love every single one of you. I can't wait to make hits today with my friends. I think I'm gonna fucking win a Grammy this year. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all today. Should I smoke Runts or should I smoke Skywalker OG? That don't work for me. I have anxiety attacks when I don't make enough music. I need to fucking all day. But I really just hit the bomb, honestly. I'm smoking a blunt because my boy's here. If you're talking about a couple $1,000s, trust me, no one in this fucking chat is getting $20,000 a beat. Like, if you're talking about a couple $1,000s here and there, split the shit down the middle, bro. You're gonna make more music. It's one fucking song. It's one fucking project. If you only make a couple songs a year, I feel bad for you. You should be doing a lot more fucking music than that. If you want to learn how to split shit with people, split it down the fucking middle. Split it evenly. If the artist acting crazy or don't have a budget or being disrespectful or whatever it is, and you gonna get less than you deserve or it's not gonna come out, let the shit fucking come out, bro. Trust me. You'd rather have it drop and have people out there fucking with your music and fucking with your name than have fucking stood your ground about a little bit of money or a little bit of fucking credit on a website or some shit. And now none of those people are gonna fuck with you. Their label's not gonna fuck with you. Their manager manages 3 other fire artists. He's not gonna fuck with you. Blah, blah, blah. All because someone ain't credit you on the blog and you fucking went off on their text being like, hey, bro, what the fuck? Bye. It's fucking 10,000 kids who can make hotter beats than you. It's 10,000 kids who can make hotter beats than me. More. Like, if you're gonna be difficult with the business or be unfair or be stingy or be greedy or be any one of these things, we'll never ever need to fucking email or talk or text or nothing ever again, because there's a million other kids who just as fire as you that can get along and be cool and ain't in a rush for an extra $2,000, $3,000. Fuck that, bro. The first piece of advice is always like, how do I get my music good? How do I make better music? How do I get my music out there? Then there's like the range of kids who always hit me up who already got their music out there. Their music's already fucking either on a blog or somebody's rapping on their shit, or like things are starting to go on for them, and they come to me for advice about the business, about not getting fucked over, about getting the right amount of money, this and that. But it seems to me like a lot of kids go straight from nothing going on to 1 or 2 things happen, and then all of a sudden their mindset is, oh, but I need this much money. Oh, but I need this. Oh, but I need fucking this credit. Oh, but last time my name was on this, so if next time my name isn't, it's fucked up. Bro, every situation is different. Every artist you work with is different. Every contract is different. Every fucking manager is different. Every little situation you're dealing with is not something you can relate back to the last time you made a beat for someone and it went perfectly. You're setting yourself up for failure. This backwood's so fucking dry. Hold on. I'm about longevity. I'm about good music. I'm about timeless shit. Sleazy geezer, you look like you work at fucking Staples, my boy. You can get blocked real quick. We in here getting motivated today. Grammy season. Album season. For everybody saying thanks, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for fucking with me. I'm just telling you, bro, money ain't the biggest thing. Credit ain't always the biggest thing. The biggest thing is to keep the relationship moving and get the music out. You'll be able to let someone know you produced it. You'll be able to fucking still make opportunities happen. Trust me. Don't fucking fuck up the song coming out because you ain't getting what you deserve. I'm not saying you don't deserve it. I'm saying when you don't get what you deserve, learn how to move.
The way I always explain to people is this.
Think about when you was in school. Everybody in this room that I'm looking around, a generally smart person. Like, if you went to school and you paid attention a little bit every day, you could probably get a B plus on that test without ever studying, right? You could probably sit right down and get a B because you generally a smart person. Imagine if you studied like a fucking nerd. Like, imagine if you studied as hard as the nerdiest girl in that class, and every night you hit the books all night long. You know what I'm saying? And then what grade are you gonna get in the test now? This is the first year I started doing my homework ever. Like, this is the first year I really was like, let me put 12 hours a day in the studio. Yeah. Really? Like, really 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? No cap, no funny shit. Like, 12 to 14 hours every single day, 7 days a week for months. Let's see how the scorecard changed. I'm happy to be where I'm at.
What I personally think is the best secret to combat writer's block, but it really shows up as useful in a lot of places when you're doing art, and that is to make something shitty, right? Just make something like, you know, with intention, not like your goal is to make it sound bad, but you're committed to make something, and your quality level that you're demanding of yourself is shit. Even if it's shitty, I'm just going to feel like pleased just for having made something shitty. And this could be like if you're struggling to practice sound design, if you're struggling to practice lyric writing, it really doesn't matter what it is. But if you're like, you know, I'm going to do something shitty, it really takes the pressure off. You know, when we're a beginner, you know, we can feel like our stuff sucks, but at least we can be like, oh, it's okay, you know, I'm just starting out or whatever. And as we get better, even if we've written songs that we feel are really good in the past, right, we can feel burdened by that. Like, now everything I make has to be fucking awesome because I made this one song that was so awesome. And we forget that when we sat down to write those awesome things, we weren't thinking, I'm going to write something awesome. We were probably just, you know, excited to get, you know, down to business and actually create something. So just creating something shitty is a really great way to go. You know, I remember I had writer's block for like a month, and that's when I sort of just committed to go, you know, into my studio, throw down some shitty track and add some shitty layers to that shitty track. And, you know, 10 hours later or something, I'd been in the studio all day and I'd written one of my best tracks ever. And it was easy, you know, because I was determined to write something shitty. And, you know, out of that came one of my best songs. And, you know, I can't promise those results every time, right? Because that kind of defeats the whole magic of this approach when you're just like, oh, you know, I'm going to say I'm going to write something shitty to write something awesome. You know, it can't be about that. You just got to make it about writing and just like learn to enjoy the process of writing itself. Don't let anything get in your way, and don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the payoffs. Don't worry about the fans. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just make music for music's sake, you know? And if you're struggling to make music because there's so much going on in your head about like, you know, is it going to be good enough? Like, is this the type of music I should be making? Is this the whatever? You know, ignore all that and just make something shitty, you know, that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if no one hears it. It doesn't matter anything. Just commit to making something shitty, you know, make one shitty track, make one shitty sound, right? And just be happy with that, you know? Also, I've got a book recommendation for you guys, which is also really good for writer's block and just all the sort of mental stuff that gets in the way, but that's The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. It changed my life. You know, I read it something like 6 times in the first month and a half after I first read it. It's really, really, really good. So The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. I can't recommend that high enough. I'll put a link to, you know, it somewhere in the description. And yeah, just get back out there and like keep making sounds, keep making beats, keep programming new things, like just whatever it is that you aren't doing, right? Just do it and do a terrible job at it if you have to, right? But do it. So best of luck to all you guys. Keep at it, and yeah, take care, kids, and keep making that art for the world.
So I'm saying, like, I didn't go to fucking, I did go to music school in my life, and I did take classes for instruments, and I did do a bunch of shit, but like I never went to school for recording vocals. I never went to fucking class for production. I never took a course and had to do my job that I'm doing right now. I learned that shit from just doing it and fucking up, getting yelled at by rappers, having Pablo Juan be mad as fuck at me, like being in uncomfortable rooms where people just think I'm the fucking studio assistant, all types of dumb shit. But literally, the days I felt really uncomfortable doing my job were the best days for me. Of course, you need a little boost here and there. Your friends telling you they like your music should be enough. But like, your friends fucking with it, people on the internet fucking with it, giving you a compliment here and there, more people following you or whatever it is. It feels nice to get an affirmation. You know what I mean? It feels good for someone to tell you your shit's hot or to tell you you're moving the right way. But that it's not going to make you better. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to go deal with some bullshit and go intern somewhere or go get rejected a couple times or go fucking collab with people who you're probably better than, but you know being around them might introduce you to some people who might introduce you to some people. That's the kind of shit you got to do. That's when the fucking relationships mean something. That's when you walk into a studio and you feel like, wow, I'm ready to do my job. I can't imagine like walking into a studio and being nervous. Like, oh, I wonder if my beats are going to be good enough. Like, oh, I wonder if this rapper's going to fuck with me. He seems scary. Well, what if they have guns there? What if they don't pay me? Like, I hope they tag me. Like, if you're thinking about any of this shit, you got to just go home. You got to go home. Like, the only thing you're there to do when you're in a room with an artist, if you want to do what I'm doing or something like it, you're there to help them make their best music. You are there to help. The only thing I do in my job is help artists make songs because I'm a fan of them. And that's why like I get so frustrated when kids are just starting out and their mindset's already fucked up. The mindset is like, let me get good enough at beats to get a beat to a rapper. And then whenever a rapper who I really like takes my beats, that must mean I'm as good as all the other producers he works with. And now I got an attitude problem because I know I can do this shit. Blah, 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 already rapped on my beat. I do this. I'm a producer, bro. When I see kids with that mentality who've been producing for 3, 4, 5 years, like, you're already on such a bad path. I'm a random ass white kid who looks how I look and talks how I talk. So I already was in a lot of rooms where people were like, what the fuck are you doing here? Go get me a coffee. Whatever the fuck it was. I already had people just like not fucking with me because I just looked foreign for this type of shit I was trying to do since I was a young kid. So I already just kind of ruled out like, man, I gotta wear a fit and I gotta act this way and I gotta be their best friend and I took all that shit out of the picture when I was younger because I'm like, I used to show up in fucking like all Supreme walking like, yeah, I got beats, yeah, bro, like I think you should get on some shit like this. Da-da-da. That's how I used to come into sessions when I was a little kid. It's very easy to listen to a rapper, listen to his Spotify, make him 5 beats that sound like he would get on them and bring him those beats and say, hey, bro, you should try these beats. That shit is so easy to do. Any kid in here right now can go download Splice, go on Reddit, get a fucking cracked version of some software, and that kid can make hot beats. Anybody in here can make hot beats. If you've never made a beat in your life, I could teach you in a month how to make shit that could get on an album. So it's not about that anymore. Getting comfortable is the thing I get the most scared about. I get so scared about just being comfy. I like that. Who's 3 a.m. Thrill? He says, seek discomfort. I feel that. You can't just fucking start thinking you're fire, bro. As soon as I don't know what it is. It must be money, clout, whatever it is for most people, as soon as you start thinking you're fire or thinking you know what you're doing or thinking that you know better than a young kid who's doing it, or you know better than somebody who has made less money than you, or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Once you think you're better than somebody else because you've had some success, you just threw it out the window. It's not gonna do shit. I'm not fucking crying, you bitch. I'm eating Woe Kenny M&Ms. I'm smoking big gas. I'm hand sanitizing. Oh shit. You're crying. I'm not crying. I'm trying to motivate the youth. We're in church. This is church. I'm not religious, but we're in church right now. This is gospel. What about the yerba? Yeah, oh yeah. Let me get a sip of yerba. I'm gonna smoke some kush. It's always a way to do it. You got the fucking internet. If I'm talking to you right now, you got the internet. I don't like saying a fan base, but I've just developed a lot of people on all my pages who like want to go get it. Because they don't like, if you follow me because a song I did, or you follow me because some funny shit or whatever, like that's some of it. But it's really a lot of the kids who follow me want to make music. Bro, my live used to be like 8 kids, bro. Like I would go on live and play beats for hours. All the beats have come out now. They're all songs with people. I would go on here, make beats, play beats for hours for 8 kids, 11 kids. And I was still talking about this same shit. I probably was talking less because I was embarrassed. Because I knew like some girl I knew or one of my friends would come into my live and they'd be like, why is he on live with 9 people? It was fucking... Like everybody knows my story. You got those awkward ass pictures of me that Rico posted, and that was when I was in high school and I started making music. Then I went to college. Then I became a fucking DJ. I made fucking EDM music. Yes, unfortunately. And then I came back to this shit. I will show you all the mistakes I made. I will show you all the shit I did that was for money instead of because I believed in it. I will talk about it. I love that that's my page. Like, the reason everybody on this page rocks with my story is because I'm brutally honest about my shit and I'm making good music. That's the one thing I will have ego about. My music is fucking good. I make good ass music. This shit is not fun. It's not fun to be in the studio with an artist you've been dying to work with your whole life if you got to be a fake version of yourself when you're around them. Bro, I know some producers who, if they weren't bringing the lean and bringing the weed and dressed in all designer and fucking sucking people's dicks on the internet and on text, they wouldn't be in the studio. And they know it. I don't care about the bullshit. All I care about is the music. And if kids who follow me feel the same way because they heard me act that way, I feel like I'm doing a good job. If you see a kid who's like a fucking ugly white kid, and he makes really good beats, and he's funny, it's like, you're gonna be like, oh, damn, like, you want some Kenny shit. You ugly as hell, and you funny, but your beats are really good. I love that. I love that that's like, that's how people perceive my brand, is like not taking yourself too seriously, but taking it serious when it comes to the music. I haven't ranted in a minute. I'm getting a big old rant out today. Once I smoke this weed, it's gonna be over, though. Damn, people keep calling, bro, I just turned 28 this week, and people keep being on my page saying all this old shit. It's got me fucked up. People, what was the one, some kid yesterday, I put up that video of me dancing to the Tisa shit. I really just made that for Tisa. I'm not putting that on like the internet so I can make everybody else laugh at my dance moves. I knew Tisa would love it. And that kid makes me so happy. So seeing him be happy is really funny to me. But I made the Tisa video yesterday, and this kid's in my DM being like, hey, bro, you pushing 30, bro. I'm like, and then I was about to be like, I'm not pushing 30, but yo, I just turned 28. I think that, does that mean pushing 30? That's fucked. I was 27 a week ago, and I didn't feel old. I feel so old now. Thank God I got some money last year. Black Youngster came into the studio and dapped up every single person one by one. Super, super solid guy. Super good dude. And then I saw him buy like $30,000 worth of jewelry, like 5 minutes after that. Oh. Oh. Do y'all want to hear some new shit? My number is not super high. Everybody has a number. Like, no matter who you are, you got a certain amount of money that you need to do all the shit you want to do. For some people, that number is like $100 million. Some people want houses in all these different places, and they want beautiful cars at all those houses, and they want jewelry every day, and they want to wear all Gucci, and they want to eat at 5-star restaurants 5 times a day, and they want to fly on jets. Some people want to do all that shit. You probably need $100 million or more if that's the shit you dream about doing. I don't dream about any of that shit. I want to have my one crib, make sure my parents have their own cribs, make sure all 3 of us have a nice car, and make sure I have a place where I can make music all day and have everything I want. Any kind of guitar, any kind of equipment, anytime. That's all I need. That and weed. I didn't fucking always know, like, oh yeah, I could just keep doing what I'm doing, shit gonna work out. There's a lot of times where I'm thinking like, man, maybe I should start sending beats. Maybe I should start trying to go for hits. Maybe I should start making songs that feel more relevant or that can sell bigger. There's times where I think about shit like that, and then something really good happens with a song I made for fun. And I'm like, fuck that other shit. When you start thinking about what the internet is gonna say, you make trash every time. New rule. Think about what your best friend will say when you make a song, not the internet. And if your best friend tells you they like everything, they're not your fucking best friend. So the people closest to you should be the ones who keep it the most real with you. People on the internet, even if they really like your shit, you can't trust it. My best friends call me ugly and tell me that my beats sound like fucking GarageBand loops until I make something really crazy. And when I make something really crazy, trust me, no one can talk shit. If you really make something that's that next level, your friends are gonna go, oh my God. Don't gas yourself up too hard. There's more work to be done. And like, you might see Schoolboy Q in here the same day you see fucking Drago and Bino, the same day you see Ski Mask, the same day you see Vince or Rico or whoever. Like, there's so many people who I just love to just work with and be around and smoke weed with, like, that normally we don't use the photos and the video to blow up my socials or to like leak shit about people's music. We don't do that. We just film people so we have the proof of like, oh my God, this is the kid. This is this big legend when he was only 20. Or like, this is this amazing artist who stopped making music when they still were making music. Or this is this young producer who used to make rap beats and then he ended up being in the biggest band in the world. You never know what's going to happen to people. Young ass kids who come here and just fuck around, or like Booba Savage, just young kids I really like, who I think are like talented. They'll come here, fuck around, make some songs, whatever, and then in like 8 months from now, it's like, oh yeah, you know that new Chance the Rapper song? That kid who's on that song, Tisa, was in here a year ago. Here's the videos of him when he first came to the studio. Like, shit like that to me is tight. Like, I feel like if someone comes in here and they spill their heart out and it's me and them alone in this room and we make all this fucking music, and then the next day I'm tweeting, blah, 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 was in here last night, like, here's a picture of them, da-da-da-da-da. That shit ruins it for a lot of artists. It's not fun to make shit if you feel like someone's in there taking pictures of you or leaking the shit before it's done, or like putting up snippets. That shit blows me, so I know it blows a lot of rappers. I only fuck with shit I fuck with. It has nothing to do with your size. I could play you 10 artists right now who have no following and no money, but I rock with them and I'm here to help them all the time. If I'm sitting here and I'm just doing what I know how to do, trying to make your shit as hot as I can make it, we're gonna fail. The only way it's gonna work is if we're both really excited about what's going on. I find new artists and I find the people I want to work with or the people I want to invite to my studio, normally via my friends. So if one of my friends comes to me and he's like, yo, this kid's got no views, but this shit's fire, or like, yo, this kid is funny as hell, or yo, these beats are crazy. Like, I don't know about this rapper, but this producer's going nuts. Shit like that happens to me all the time. And my friend group is so big. I have like a small group of close friends, but I got a big ass group of people I fuck with. It's a whole lot of people. And like, they're putting me onto shit from California, from where they're from the internet, from whatever. Like, trust me, I'm listening. All I do all day is listen. I wouldn't spend the time to come on here and answer questions and talk if I wasn't listening. So just make some hot shit and I'm gonna fuck with you. Like, I used to mix and master and do everything myself with the help of my one friend, TJ. I would basically mix the whole record, bring it to him. TJ would help me get it really loud. If something wasn't sitting right, I would go back to the mix, change some shit, give it back to TJ. I can tell you this, for the most part, everything from the last year, like over 100, 120 of my songs, they're mostly mixed by me, for the most part. If you hit like the Ski Mask shit is Alex, the A Boogie shit is Alex, all the new Rico shit is Alex. Tumay does pretty much anything I get my hands on now. The new Smoke Perp shit is Alex. Like, but all the old Key shit, all the old Rico shit, all the Freddie shit, all like a lot of these beats that you heard from me last year, I mixed myself. I'll tell you why though. Not because I think I'm fire at mixing, not because I know how to do it better than people around me. I was just trying to make sure my shit came out. But sometimes when the conversation comes up of like who's gonna mix it, who's gonna pay for the mixing, shit gets hard. And I worked on a lot of shit last year where I barely made any money. So if I had to pay the little bit of money that I made out to get it mixed, I was gonna end up with $0 in a lot of shit, which is okay, but I gotta pay bills too, just like everybody else. I got bills. But I don't ever think you should get your music held up or get shit you're working on to not come out or whatever because of a mix. Start learning. Do the best you can. Listen to it in your car. Listen to it on your AirPods, your fucking earbuds, your fucking speakers at your studio. Listen to it on the iPhone. Listen to it on your MacBook. Listen to it everywhere you can and keep tweaking it. Keep YouTubing shit. Keep trying to find little things to help you. Like, try to fucking get it to sound good everywhere you can possibly test it. That's the first thing I was doing. That's a lot. Do I think you can get a really good mix from a lot of people for 500 to 1,000? Yeah. I know a great amount of people who aren't up with the credits yet, but know what they're doing. I think, is getting your shit mixed worth it if you can afford it and you can make it make sense? Yes. Especially if you know someone you trust who can make your music sound how you hear it in your head. But if you can't afford to mix something and you can't afford to get a professional to do it yourself, do you not drop it? No, idiot. Get it as good as you can. You're also not in a rush. What's your fucking rush? You're not competing with anybody. Put your shit out when it's the best. Or it's going to get less of a reaction, less people going to fuck with it. You're going to get less opportunities. So take your time. Just fucking, the best thing you can do is listen to your music a million places and find the holes. It teaches you something. It teaches you, oh man, I'm too comfortable in this one area when I'm in my studio. The bass always sounds good in my studio, but how come when I go in the car and I play in my friend's car, the shit ain't hitting like that? Like, that's something to research for the next 3 days. You know what I mean? Definitely don't overthink shit. I know that's my motto and it's corny and it's like the shit on my show and everything, but don't overthink shit is my brand for a reason. You gotta just like do less. If you use really clean samples and you EQ everything really well and your levels are really good, you can get super far with that and with a little bit of master. And the more shit you drop, the more the money's gonna go up, the more the awareness is gonna go up, the more people you can fuck with. Because it's not the perfect mix. You think 777 is perfectly mixed? Like, no. Is it the thing I'm the most proud of ever in my career? Yeah. I don't have a lot of shit that I can tell you 100% is gonna work for you every time. I can't. It's very weird. But one thing I can tell you is like being a good person, being a good dude, being comfortable being yourself in a room full of artists or creatives who are used to people always wanting to use them for something, it goes a long way. So don't think about that first time you get around somebody that you want to work with. That's your only shot. Don't think about it like that. Build a rapport. Exactly. And one tip I can give everybody is if you are playing people shit, never, ever, ever say a whole bunch of shit about what's wrong with your music or what you don't like about it before you play it. Never do that. Or your art or whatever the fuck else you do. You just gotta push yourself harder. Spend more time alone, but you're always gonna have time to party. Unfortunately, music theory is not that important to new producers. I don't fucking fault you. Like, do you need it to make fire? No. Do you need music theory to help artists make better music and further what they're doing? Probably not these days. If you got enough like sounds and skill with production and you understand enough about what you're doing and you have a good ear naturally, if you just listen to a lot of shit and you've just always had a good ear, you can go a long way with no theory. You can be one of the best in the world with no music theory. Do I think music theory is a blind spot that a lot of people have that is something you can work on to make you a bigger beast? Yeah. I don't use it every day. I'm just not gonna lie to you. I think that's why Berkeley isn't fucked with me. Like I went to Berkeley School of Music. I graduated. Like I did everything I was supposed to do. They don't even put me in the fucking like alumni shit. They'll mention somebody doing like a lemonade stand or like doing a $300 fucking open mic stand in the middle of Boise, Idaho. But if I play at Lollapalooza, like they don't even mention it. They don't fuck with me. And I think the reason the music school I went to doesn't fuck with me is because I show them all the shit that you can do without their curriculum. Like I went for guitar and music business and da-da-da-da. All my skill sets and everything I'm doing is shit I learned outside of that in the real world. So they're not like psyched to be like, oh yeah, Kenny Beats went to our school, because kids are gonna be like, oh, so you can come here and make beats? And they're gonna be like, nah. And you're like, oh, so you can come here and like you learn a lot about how to produce for rappers and how to maneuver in the industry today? Not really. All your professors are 60 years old and trying to talk to you about like Bruce Springsteen tours that they were on in the 70s. They're not rocking with me. I think it's because I show kids all the shit you can do without having to go to music school. To be me and to do the job I do you have to go to music school? Nah. Covering your blind spots, getting better at your shit. If there's areas you're weak at or shit you suck at, fix it. You can learn a lot of theory on children's YouTube piano lessons with a $25 MIDI keyboard. So there's no excuse. You don't have to go to fucking college to learn theory. Do you need theory when you're getting started? Probably not. Like, keep it funky. I don't think you need that shit. Like, do I think some of my favorite producers right now are worried about like the fucking cadences in their beat not matching up between the A section and the B section and how the song structure should have a post chorus instead? No, I don't. They make some fire and somebody gets on it and that's what it is. Sidechain your 808 to your kick so that it breathes more. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. The music started with kids who are doing shit themselves and it got really good that way. I'm not going to go back to Shotta Flow by NLE Choppa and say, oh, maybe the snare could get EQ'd a little bit. Nah, that shit is fine. That song is hard as fuck. Everything about it is organic. When you come in, because you know a lot about music theory, you know a lot about other music, and try to fucking like dress up shit that is what it is for a reason, you miss the point, idiot. And like now you're ruining the music, and no wonder that shit sounds corny and fucking super like straight laced, and you know what I mean? Like you want shit to have imperfections, and I think theory sometimes, if you focus on that too much, you're not going to leave room for the little bit of error and the little bit of dirtiness that goes on, especially if you make rap music. The only reason I come on here and talk shit is because I literally just been through so much stupid shit and made through so many stupid mistakes. So I'm like, if I can help one kid not make a mistake, help another kid laugh, and then like teach another kid one little thing, that's worth going on live for me. But I go in other producers' lives and it's either like this, like, and they just cooking up and it's like, all right. Or it's just like, yeah, you know what we doing, I got blah, blah, blah behind me. Yeah, you see where we at, like, my live ain't that, because my life ain't that. Like, if I come to the studio and I feel like shit, or like an argument set me off, or like I ate something gross or whatever it is, and I'm sitting here trying to make beats, they gonna come out like ass. If my friend comes by and has me cracking up laughing and I smoke a bunch of weed and I go on live and y'all say some funny shit or blah, 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 I get back to my computer and I got a different way about me because it's funny, it's light. That's what the cave is. That's like why I have my show. My show is about like, oh, you can make a song in 10 minutes and that shit can be fire and you can have fun doing it. I don't have to be so, and you could throw that song in the fucking garbage and who cares? Like, songs aren't precious. You see what I'm saying? Songs are just fun. I feel like it's more useful for kids than a deconstructed where they can see what hi-hat I use. Like, get your vibe right. Get yourself as a person fun to be around. Like, make the place that you work, even if it's a shitty little room like my room is, like, make it somewhere people want to go because they know it's always going to be, like, chill and fun and there's no expectations. Like, that's how I'm trying to set up my brand. And I somehow got 600 of y'all in here fucking with me. That's crazy. It's crazy, man. If it stopped right here and this is the most people that ever came in my live, like, I'm proud of that. I had 20 people in my shit a year ago. I will be, like, think about how embarrassing that is. I'll be in here talking just as much as I'm talking right now with the 20 people who don't care. I remember being 17 and, like, looking up how to roll a blunt. It was always so confusing. Like, you really just got to learn it in person. I can't lie. I don't fuck a Lil Pump that much. I can't lie. I talked to him once or twice and he was just such an asshole. It is what it is. But if an artist is going to fuck with you or not and they sees a million young ass little kids can go get your beats right now, or you just someone who's hungry and talented and reaching out, that's going to go much farther. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think beat sites look like you're whoring your shit out. Frankly, that's how I feel about it. There's always shit to improve on. As soon as you feel like you're nice, it's a wrap for you. I'm still shitty. I'm still not good. I'm still working at it. So, never. And I already worked out today, Branches. Did you work out today, you bitch? Thought so. Dylan, did you work out? Yeah, exactly. I'm only interested if people have good music. That's all I fucking care about. There's kids I'm working with right now who got no followers who rap better than the biggest artist I'm working with. Point blank. Kids from the middle of fucking nowhere who are super fucking hungry, who don't have shit going on. Like, those are the kids who are going to do 16-hour sessions and not brag about it. Those are the kids who are going to fucking take any beat you give them, any fucking opportunity they get and make it work. I love working with kids who don't have shit going on yet. You know what I mean? Those are some of my best, most interesting sessions. It's fire to, like, have a little incubator to teach yourself all the shit you need to learn, so when you get around the big leagues and the big dogs, like, you know what you're fucking doing. If you started making beats in your room and you got really fire at beats, and then all of a sudden you get in the room with all these big rappers, trust me, you're not going to know how to act. You're a kid from the fucking Midwest and you come out here and you start working with a bunch of rappers from Compton, or say you're a kid from New York and you end up working with a bunch of kids from Florida, or a bunch of kids from Detroit, or a bunch of kids from Texas. You got to learn about how to get along on top of how to do all the jobs in the studio, how to engineer, how to fucking produce, how to deal with people having temper tantrums, and what to do whenever, like, the conversation in the studio keeps leading away from everything but music and you've been there for 3 hours and you haven't got anything done yet. Those are all things that are really easy to learn just being in studios, not necessarily being around the biggest, most poppin' people. You got to just start doing this shit on some level. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell yourself, like, unless I'm working with the people who popping on the internet, my shit's not popping. No. Like, if everybody in your city knows you're the fire kid in that city, and then whatever rapper comes there, is recording there, and has a show there or whatever, trust me, the internet's going to do the work for you. Just like right now, like, y'all just saw it in the comments. I answered a question from some kid and everybody starts saying his name because y'all fuck with him or he got some followers or he a dope producer or whatever it is, like the internet's gonna do the work for you. Shout out to the kids who come in here and just say I'm the GOAT about themselves. That's so tight. Oh damn, you're in physics right now? I bet that shit is super boring. I want to make sure that when someone hears a 21 Savage song or they hear a Travis song or they hear a Post Malone song, I can have some shit come on right after it and have it sound just as good, just as loud, just as clean, just as sharp, even if it's a kid who has no money. If I don't love it when it's fucked up in a demo, I'm not going to love it when it's mixed. Last year, I was so proud of the music I was making, and I was making so much music. I was making hundreds of songs a month. I was like, okay, I need to make sure this shit comes out. I can't be another one of these people who has all this shit on their laptop and then you never hear anything. You never see all this work. I wanted my shit to come out, so I was like, fuck it. I'm going to mix it myself, I'm master myself. And every time a label would hit me and be like, all right, this is the final one, this is mixed and mastered, I'd be like, yep. But in my heart, I'm like, fuck, like, imagine if Alex did it. No. Just record me right now, if forever, because I'm so sick of having to talk about this. No. Don't ever fucking do this, bruh. Don't sidechain your shit unless you want to make house music or you want to make some shit where everything feels like it's swelling. Like the U87, bitch. Hold on, Pete. With the fucking... with the SPL. I got the new little fucking Tube Tech hoe. I got the John Hardy M1. I'm sorry I shaved my beard. I look like shit. These questions are so trash. Hold on. I started playing instruments when I was like 8. I'm 28 years old. I've been making music for 20 years. That's crazy. Bing for sessions. I'd say have a template. I'm gonna show mine right now. Everybody gets all worked up about this vocal template, but I have a fucking template that I use so when people walk in, the shit's open, the mic's ready to record, everything's on. If somebody walks in and hears a beat in the first 2 seconds and they don't want to talk about anything and they want to record, I'm ready for that. Let me show you my template real quick so y'all can see it. Boom. So this is my tracking track. That's where I record everything. There's not really shit on it. It's like a de-esser, a peak reduction, and then an EQ. I have a gate because sometimes my room is loud if there's people talking. So I record everything on one track, and then as soon as I record something, if somebody raps something, boom, I record it, take it, drag it down. That's it. Drag it right down. The beat is up here always. So I make my shit super, super easy. So when someone comes in, like, I don't gotta be fucking putting shit on tracks and, you know what I mean, recording all these different fucking, all these different groups and all this different bullshit, using all these different sends. I got 2 groups. I got a group for my main vocal and I got a group for my ad-lib. Don't put cameras in people's faces that you don't know. Don't ask for fucking flicks with people you met one time. Don't do this shit. It just makes it look like your whole goal isn't the music. When you start asking people to flick up and to follow you and shit like that, it starts seeming like, what's your goal? Is your goal followers? Is your goal a good song? That shit's lame to me. There's no fucking windows in here. It's in a very random place in a very weird part of town, not near anything. So it's just the cave. Like, people would call me when they were here sometimes and be like, bro, am I at the right place? Like, da-da-da-da. And then I walk them down the hallway and they still be like, where the fuck are we? And then they get in here and they see my little room and fucking everything makes sense. Y'all want to hear some Glock? I'll play one sentence of a Glock song. I hope that he don't kill me. People need to hear how hard this shit is.
Turn up my headphones and I can. Whoa, kitty! Yeah, bitch, I'm the bad, get bandit. And I'm spending a whole $500,000 on bash. Young nigga cold like my bloodline elastic. I do what I want, hell no, I ain't asking. Yeah, smashing your hoe and she calling me daddy. She's a little bitch, real classy and nasty.
Alright, that's all I can do. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Everything you've ever heard from me is Ableton. Boom, right there. So if you're on my page right now and you're asking me what I think, I do everything in Ableton. Everything. Send the dry vocal. You can fix it. Trust me, Alex has fucked up shit with of Rico yelling into the mic. Made it sound good. And I'm not doing anything special, so no, you don't need to learn Pro Tools. I'm really just saying this because I'm a bitch and I haven't learned Pro Tools yet. And I'm gonna learn it. But yeah, don't let a program hold you back from making music. That sounds like an excuse. Books that are very important to you, that you learned a lot from. What is the fucking, I'm trying to look up the name of it. Oh yeah, All You Need to Know About the Music Business. There's a new version of it every single year that comes out. Donald Passman, yeah, that was it. I read that shit my senior year of high school, and I think it set me up really, really well. Like, it gives you a basic idea of like, okay, what does a manager do? How much do you pay your manager? How much do you get paid at shows? How much do you pay an agent? What the fuck does an agent do? Like, what's a royalty? What's publishing? What's a placement? How does it work when you get a song to a big artist or you make a song with, like, it's all just like the most basic questions that you don't want to ask people because you feel like, man, like, people are going to know that I don't do shit if I ask this question. That book was really good for that. Everything you need to know about the music business, it's called. And like, be careful though. If you go get like an old one, it's gonna say old shit. Like, it's gonna not have streaming in there, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? He's an old man, but he updates it every year. It's called Everything You Need to Know About the Music Business. It's by Donald Passman. But yeah, it's like, it'll answer all the dumb questions. It'll answer all the embarrassing questions. You're going to learn more about it. Once you get fucked over for the first time, or some shit goes wrong when you're doing business with somebody, or like you work for somebody and they don't pay you right, that's when you start learning all the real life things. But at least get yourself an idea of how shit's supposed to go. Shit, I'll just keep staying here, and maybe I go on my phone for an hour, or maybe I fucking go on YouTube, maybe or whatever. But I make sure like I don't leave without making some beats, or making a couple songs with somebody, or making some new sounds. I don't know, kids always talk about how many beats a day. Like, doesn't matter. How good are they? This is so tight. How do you tell a girl you want to focus on music? Damn, that's so sick. Are you about to smoke a cig in here, Aries?
No, never.
Damn. This is such a good one. How do you tell a girl you want to focus on music? This is a problem I have in my life. You know, sometimes the passion for your career, it takes precedent to your relationships, and it can be hard because you need to find balance in your life. I would say if you're not 25 yet, fuck everybody and just go harder and just get more money and just work way more and get smarter and fucking do anything you can to level up and level up and level up. Because once you level up and get smarter and get richer and get more confident and whatever the fuck it is, you're going to meet somebody on that level. If you like young and you're still figuring shit out and you're trying to decide if you want to really focus on music super hard or focus on whatever you do, and what's holding you back is a relationship or like a person, nah, you got time. That person's got time too. They probably need to go fuck around and have sex with a bunch of losers so that whenever you like level up and go get rich because you're not in the relationship, they come back and they're like, damn, you're obviously the choice. So you see what I'm saying? That was foolproof. That would be my advice. I think if you're young, if you're under 25 and you're still trying to get it and you're still trying to focus on your shit, fuck a relationship, fuck another person, go level yourself up, go get smarter so that you can deserve someone on your level. You know what I'm saying? Go turn up first before you let somebody else hold you back. If you're already turned up and you're at the peak of what you're doing and you feel confident and how your life is going and your job and all this shit, then maybe you have time to give somebody a piece of you and be in a relationship, this and that. But I think if you aren't happy where you're at yet, it's hard for you to be there for someone else and be happy for where they're at and be happy for them. So dip on them, go level up, and then come back and be like, hey, sorry, I had to fucking level up so I could treat you right. I'm back. Fuck that person that you're with. All right, I don't know how this turned into a relationship column. I used to talk about 808s on here, so I feel fortunate, but I don't feel successful. I think once you feel like you're crushing it and you're super successful, like, you're gonna lose the drive. You know what I mean? I'd rather feel hungry and like there's more to gain and more shit to do and like more to learn and more blind spots to cover. I'd rather think about that than think about patting myself on the back about anything. Fuck all that shit. Dylan, tell him. He's so high. Yeah, no, see, I just nothing to say. Just
nothing. I was just not even paying attention.
Like, no one is on more rap songs than Q Beats in the world. Who? Please show me, like, who is on more popping songs than Q Beats? They don't leave Germany. They don't come here. They don't want to come here. They don't care. Like, same with a lot of dope guys I work with. Nils, Palace, Boys Noise. It's like, it's so many fucking people I work with who, they come here once in a while, but it's not like they have to come here to get their work off or do any shit like that. I don't think it matters. Just keep getting your shit out and being on the internet. You in here right now. We're talking right now. You just sent me a comment. I'm talking to you right now. There's no difference from you and any kid from America. You got the internet. So just get it popping. Damn. I procrastinate a lot. Help. Do you procrastinate? Iris, you probably don't have time to procrastinate. You got so much shit.
No, I don't procrastinate.
Dylan, I don't feel like you procrastinate. I procrastinate like a bitch. But it's like, I only do it with shit I don't want to do. And I make beats for a living, so normally I want to do everything that I'm doing. But the key to not procrastinating is just like, I feel like it's self-control. I feel like you just got to be like, all right, I don't want to fucking do this thing, but the sooner I get this thing out of the way, the sooner I don't got to think about this thing, I can get back to doing all the shit that I was going to spend time procrastinating with. You feel me? Like, just get the shit over with. Just smoke so much weed and just do it. I don't know what you're doing. This might be bad advice, but probably just smoke so much weed and then just do it, whatever it is. Unless it's school. If it's school, then don't do that. Whoa. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, people keep telling me this, that yerba, like, might be bad for you or whatever. I looked into it, though. It's bullshit. Stop hating.
You have to drink like a lot, right? Like a lot?
Yeah, I think you have to drink like gallons. I drink like 2 to 4 a day on the my bad days. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get it if there's something there.
I was like, wait, that's a lot.
Yeah, would you recommend getting a temporary job for cash versus doing what you love but staying broke till you up? I would definitely recommend getting a job. Yes.
100%.
Like, for sure.
Have to.
I know it fucking takes a lot of time away. And it makes it harder for you to fucking focus and get ahead of all the people. But here's the thing. You're not in competition. You're not in a race with anybody else. No one's blow up at or get successful at like 22 or you get successful at 30. Jay-Z made his first album at 27. Mark Cuban had $0 at 28 years old. He had $0. Mark Cuban has, you know how many dollars he has now? Billions. And even when I was at my worst, like, I made sure that my bills were the first thing I covered. However, I had to do that. Cover bills, shit. So whenever you sit down to make creative stuff, you're not, like, boggled down with the stress of money and, like, that kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? Get that little job. Who gives a fuck? Who cares who fucking sees you at it? Who cares what you got to do? Who cares what it is? As long as you can get through it all the other time you got, trying to get better at your shit, trying to learn more, trying to get around the right people, do this and that, you're going to come up. For sure. I don't know. I've been there. You just gotta you gotta bite the bullet until you can save some money and fucking get the shit together. Oh, you got nobody helping you, bro? Like, oh, man, that's crazy. This music sounds way better to me now because I know you don't got anything going for you and you did everything by yourself. No one gives a shit. People only care if it's good music. I'm not talking about Tyler. Tyler's a genius. What Tyler did was a statement. I think that's amazing. Don't say that. That's not what I meant at all. But what I'm saying is you get no extra credit doing it by yourself. It's placement. What's next? It's crazy because that's like a low-key a depressing feeling to get a rapper to get on your beat or like to get in the room with a big artist and you go tweet it and you get a couple extra likes or a couple followers maybe if they put your name on the blog, which doesn't always happen. And then you're like, damn, I've been working all this time to get a beat to a rapper. I did it. I got a couple followers, a little bit of money, but like nothing's really changing. I thought I was going to get this one song and then everything was going to change. Like, it's a weird feeling. the real answer to the question is, once you get that placement, just try to work that relationship with the people you met doing that song. Whoever got the beat to the artist, now if you have contact with the artist, the team that hits you up about the stems and about other shit, tell them you want to work more on other shit, you're down to help out, blah, blah, blah. I'd say just whatever you did to make that placement happen, repeat, and then try to, every relationship you make, everybody you get a beat to, they got to hit you up for stems, somebody's lawyer got to reach out, somebody's manager got to reach out, whatever. Like, foster that relationship. Keep hitting them up. Keep telling them you want to work. Keep telling them you got other shit you want to get to that artist, blah, 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 whatever it is. Like, that's what I would say. I don't know. The way to get refocused is to not force it, though. As soon as you start getting in your head about, like, your output or how much shit you're making or how good it is or whatever, you start overthinking too much, and then you lose track of, like, the fun. People can hear, even if you make sad shit, like, it should be exciting while you're making it because you love what you're making, and everything you add gets that much better, and you're like, oh my God, this is getting crazy, da, da, da. Like, you should feel excited while you're making music, even if it's sad or it's chill music or whatever. Like, if I can't have fun when I'm making the music. I can't be excited about the music because I'm thinking about the finish line before I get there. You got to just let it come to you. Go eat some food, go watch some shit, go on your phone, go hang out with some friends, go do something different. Because if you keep just pushing yourself to work harder at something, and like, it's going to just be in the back of your mind that you're not working hard enough the whole time. Whenever it gets fun again and you step away and you get an idea, or like something else inspires you, when you go watch a movie, you go listen to something, you're like, oh, now I want to make some shit like this. That's when it's going to come. Don't force it. Like, you don't have any money at all or any kind of thing you can offer for it. Let's just both put our names on it and we'll share it, whatever. Like, there's always ways you can be flexible. Someone just said, what's my IQ? I did an IQ test in high school. I remember that shit went pretty well, but I really can't remember the number. I know I wasn't rocking like some genius shit, but I was high end. I was top shelf for sure. It's not about your tracks on Spotify. It's not about who you know. It's not about how much fucking clout you have or followers or anything like that. It's just about reaching people in the right moment, in the right way. I would say you got a better shot getting in person with somebody smaller, getting cool with them, slowly getting into them. I don't think sending emails and sending tweets and trying to buy collabs and shit is the way to do it. I think y'all gotta fucking get in person with the hottest person who makes music, who lives near you, get with them, get them to a level, meet the next biggest person from where you're from, meet the next biggest person from where you're from, build yourself up. Don't start going for a fucking Drake collab out the gate when you start making music. Because what if it happens and you get a fucking Drake collab and all of a sudden what? You don't know this man now. You're not friends with the fucking Migos and Future and shit just because you did a beat for him. All you are is another email in the fucking lineup. You might get a couple interviews. You might be able to get your name up that way, but you way more likely to build a relationship and a catalog and your name growing with somebody else and getting bigger with them and both y'all building each other up. Producer, artist. It's a lot of people who do music and management, all this shit at the biggest level, who don't know all the rules. They just jump. The people who really do this shit just jump. You're never going to be ready to fucking do a whole album for somebody. You're never going to be ready to start recording vocals if you just make beats. You're never going to be ready to start managing somebody because you have enough context. You're never going to be ready. You got to just jump. There is no moment in your life where something's going to feel right and all of a sudden, like, now I can focus on my music. Now I can fucking hit up the people I need to hit up because I'm good enough. You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to make the one song that's better than every other song. You just got to jump. You just got to push your shit. You just got to get it out there. But what I will say is fucking get your shit together and feel comfortable with what you're sending out. Even if someone hits you back and says your shit sucks, if you believe in it and you're working on something and you know you're working hard and getting better every day and you've played it for certain people and they fucked with it, or you know you love it, keep going. Get your shit to a level where you love it before you would play it for people. But then once you got something you're proud of, fucking go for it. if you have an artist you just fucking love, you know what I mean? And like, you don't necessarily know everything about the kind of music they make or whatever, but you want to work with them, like, just fucking do it. If you never made music and you really want to make music and you see people making it and it looks fun, this and that, like, you gotta just jump. No, there's never gonna be perfect timing. You're never gonna have a moment in your life where shit just opens up and it's like, oh, okay, now I could try something new. You gotta just fucking do it. If you can spend 2 days going on YouTube and fucking downloading some crack plugins or hitting some people up who mix shit and trying to figure it out, try to figure it out for as far as you can. But if you know you've been working on something over and over and over and trying everything you can, but it's just not at that level yet and you need to bring somebody in your budget. There's all types of levels of mixes. You can get to Alex Toomey if you got the budget or you got the right song that's amazing. He's not going to tax you if it's something that's the most unbelievable shit ever. He's like me. He works on shit that he loves. Certain things cost this much, certain things cost this much. But even if it's not the number one mix person you ever met, get it to somebody. There's a million kids on the internet. Teach yourself as much as you fucking can. And if you got a little extra money to do it, cool. If you can do it yourself, that's even fucking cooler. But even me, I've learned everything I fucking can. I study the shit every single day of my life. Even when I'm chilling on vacation, I'm somehow watching it on YouTube, trying to learn something. And I still send my shit to Alex.
And I think I've suggested like one word change ever. And that was it. And it's been like, 2,000 songs. The engineer is really just recording and then handling the sonics of the song. With the way that music is going now, everybody can make a lot of this stuff in their home. And so they don't need to go to a studio, and there's not, like, I learned everything less from school and more from sitting behind engineers that were good. When I do these periscopes and these, IG live streams or videos or whatever I'm doing, it's because I know that they didn't have that chance to sit behind someone and, like, I don't think it's really necessarily information I need to protect. Like, it's better shared. Like, music would be better off if, like, people understood gain staging and understood how to, like, create a template or understood how to, like, record someone the right way or how to use effects buses the right way. Like, all that kind of stuff is, like, really important, and some kids just don't know how to set it up.
There's doubts every day. There's doubts even to this day.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, it's not coming fast enough. I'm not getting calls fast enough. This person ain't fucking with me. That's just something that I think we got to learn to live with. I just turned 30 in March. You know what I'm saying? Like, 30 is a landmark. Because my first placement came when I was 24, but it didn't land on radio and become what it was until I was 26. My first real album placement was at 26. So really, I've only been in this shit for like 4 years. When really nobody cares, especially when it comes to a producer. Like, I understand if you're a rapper, but when you're a producer, it's like, bro, you could be a hit maker when you're 60 years old, bro.
Right.
But I wasn't seeing that for a while.
I understand what you're saying, bro, because like all you gotta do is a little 2-minute scroll through Instagram and you're like, damn, am I winning the way I should be winning?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Instagram will fuck you up.
Facts.
Instagram will fuck you up.